networking, rationalbroadcasting.com. While the fringe political right points fingers of blame, we point to rational solutions. While the neocons demonize progress and change, we embrace smart alternatives. While the obstructionists build walls, we work to build bridges. Welcome to the future of your progressive voice. Based in Dallas and now streaming the globe, Rational Radio 2.0 is rationalbroadcasting.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is December 9th, 2011, and you're listening to RationalBroadcasting.com. This is Just Keep Breathing. I am your host today, Richard D. Curtin. I don't always put the D in it. And my in-studio guest today from the A-List, cast member James Doyle. How are you, James?
Doing very well.
Going to get you to talk right into the microphone, put it right up to the mouth.
Perfect. Doing very well.
Good. Very good. What's going on?
You know, just worked out this morning. Came in here with you. It's been a very lazy day.
I got a late start today.
I think we all did.
I worked pretty late and got home and worked a little when I got home at 4 o'clock in the morning and read a little in bed and really kind of didn't get up very good today. Woke up and it was such a lazy, lazy day. And beautiful and overcast and kind of rainy and cold. And I stayed in bed where it was warm and nice. And now we're here. What we're going to do is we're going to play a little game, sort of like 20 questions. Crystal and I did this last week. And so I thought because you and Crystal are such good friends, we would use a semblance of the same questions.
We'll see if I do better.
Okay, well, it's not a good or a bad thing. It's really all about you.
Okay.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Crystal's too.
Really? Oh.
What is your height?
I am 6'3".
When were you born?
1988, March 1st.
Where were you born?
Lawton, Oklahoma.
What's your favorite junk food?
Taco Bell. I consider that my junk food.
I love taco.
It's so good.
I love taco-flavored Doritos. Do you have a favorite designer?
I love Robert Graham.
Do you have a favorite movie?
Mean Girls.
Do you have a lucky number?
7.
Dog or cat?
Small dog.
Facebook or Twitter?
That's hard. Twitter, probably.
Why Twitter?
Shit. I like Twitter because you have a bigger outreach on Twitter, I think, because you can retweet. You can get your message out there a lot easier. Facebook, you have 5,000 friends and you're capped. You can't add any more, so you're kind of screwed.
But then you can be really creative, like Erica Andrews, and get a fan page, and then get a show page, and
I have those
have
for
an
12
alter
pages.
ego page. Good Lord, do you have more than one Facebook page?
I have my Facebook page, and I just have a fan page.
And do you monitor and do all of that yourself every day?
Yes, every single day.
The thing that has been really annoying me lately about Twitter, and really almost from the get-go, is that you come up with something that you're really going to put out there really quick, and you work on it to get it under the character limit.
Oh,
and
God,
then it says, sorry, something has happened, and you'll try again in a minute.
Mine never does that.
Mine does it
Ever.
all the time. And then I'll sign on, and it'll say, we're very sorry, please come back, we're over capacity. That's never happened to you either?
Do you do it on your phone, or do you do it on the computer?
Both.
I always do it on the phone. I've never had that happen before.
You know what? And I'll tell you, I don't think I've ever had it happen to me on the phone, but I have had it happen to me at home on my computer.
Yeah, I never use the computer, so.
So are you all you are all on your phone.
Yeah.
Do you have an iPad or?
I just have an iPhone. I do everything on it. But I do use my laptop when I'm at home to upload like videos and stuff like that. But I think social media is huge. Like you have to maintain your social media if you're gonna keep your name relevant.
Yeah, you do, and you have to monitor it every day, and you have to continue. Do you always tell the truth on Twitter?
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes a little too much. Like I'll wake up in the morning and have the regret Twitter. You have to go through and like shit. You try to delete it real quick.
That's another part of my problem. Is I feel I really try to keep some of my life private, and I think there's a level of privacy in Twitter that you just, me and Crystal also talked about this. Whenever I post something, I always have to go to work and justify it or explain it to someone else. People always come up to me and say, "Oh, I was watching you on Twitter today, and I'm following you on your Twitter, and you said la 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 la." And what does that mean? And so when I am honest like that, I feel like I always have to explain it and make sure people are making sure that I'm not talking about them, especially in the work environment. I had a situation about 2 weeks ago where I was working with someone that was extremely unprofessional and really just got sick of it and said on my Twitter that I was sick of unprofessional people, and everybody at work wanted to know who I was talking about.
That's what Twitter does. It gets people. It's like I use Twitter to vent a lot, so I don't like using Facebook to vent because my whole family's on my Facebook. My mom just discovered Twitter, unfortunately, but none of my family's on Twitter, so it's amazing because I can say whatever I need to say, and they don't ever see it. So I love that.
But they do see what you say.
Yeah, I mean,
your mother is more than likely related or tied to someone who is following you.
Well, yeah, but my
and it's giving her
awesome.
all the information.
Well, my mom knows everything, though. So.
Well, now that you've brought up your mother,
I love her.
Lawton, Oklahoma.
Yes.
What was it like in Lawton, Oklahoma for a young James Doyle?
Lawton's not the most gay-friendly place, I would say. Like, I always got, if I held hands with a guy at school, you get suspended for it, and that's still in the handbook for student code, which I find disgusting. And I got into fights with my teachers, like screaming matches about them saying something about gay people, and I would go off, and then I would get sent to detention. I was always in detention for that, and I don't think that I should have gone to detention for voicing my opinion. Like, I don't think that. I don't know. I wouldn't shut my mouth in high school when it came to gays, because junior high I was like bullied all through junior high. So when I get to high school, I was like, screw this. I'm gonna stand up to my teachers, and I guess that's just a big no-no because it's authority. So yeah, Lawton's not a fun
So
place.
when did you officially come out?
I was about 16 years old.
In high school, and you had a boyfriend?
I did, yes, Justin.
Weren't high school boyfriends the best?
Well, he was actually in the military, and he was a lot older than me.
Oh.
Yeah, so my mom found the call log.
Mine
back in the
too.
day, the cell phone call logs. Here's this number. She called it. Didn't go well.
So you had a cell phone in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I forget that you're 23 years old?
Yes.
23 years old. Good Lord. And you just celebrated a birthday?
No, I celebrate one March 1st.
March 1st. I thought you said December 1st.
Oh, no, I wish.
Lawton, Oklahoma. How big is Lawton, Oklahoma?
It's a little over, I think, 130,000 people. It has the military base there.
So it's bigger than I would anticipate.
Yeah,
for Oklahoma.
Lawton's pretty big. It's pretty big. It's the third largest city in Oklahoma.
When you look back at Lawton, Oklahoma, tell me 3 things that you really loved about Lawton, Oklahoma.
Mount Scott, Wayne's Drive-In, and the old skate arena back in the day.
The skate arena. Is that what it was called?
Yes.
Skate arena?
Now it's a church. But
I think that should be your drag name today. Skate arena. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage from Lawton, Oklahoma, Skate Arena.
I would have wanted a trashier name, I think.
There was, in Opelika, Alabama, where I went to, where I lived growing up from, I moved there when I was almost 11, and went to college there as well in Opelika, Alabama, and Auburn, Alabama. There was a little place called Stories Dairy Barn, and they made a foot-long chili dog that is out of this world, and a chocolate vanilla twist cone.
And you loved it, didn't you?
And if I ever go back to Opelika, and when I do go back to Opelika, the first thing I do is go to Stories Dairy Barn.
I go to Wayne's when I go back to Lawton every time.
What did you order there?
Their drinks, the double peach, single vanilla Dr. Pepper. It's amazing. It'll change your life. It really does.
And you can't find things like that in Dallas and in a larger city. You really have to go to the outskirts.
Little small, family-owned.
Yes.
The best.
And what is it called again?
Wayne's Drive-In.
And the drink?
Oh, it's a double peach, single vanilla Dr. Pepper. That's so random. It's so good, though.
And what are the 3 things that you would change most about Lawton, Oklahoma?
Oh, God. I just don't like... I would want to change people there. People's beliefs and how they treat people. 2, I would like a normal gay bar there, because we've had a few, but they crash and burn, of course, in like a month or 2. And 3, I don't know. I make it greener. It's not very green.
Green as in...
like more trees, more,
So it needs more agriculture,
Yeah,
it needs more landscaping?
I think so. It needs to be prettier.
And you graduated from high school as well in Lawton, Oklahoma?
MacArthur High School.
How many people were in your class?
I think 400. 400.
That's a pretty big class.
Oh, yeah, it was big.
Do you know what number you were?
No, I'd rather not know. I did really well, actually, in high school, because I was so pissed off at the world and always in detention. All I had to do was homework. So.
Were you involved?
Yeah, I did show choir, of course, Glee, back in the day.
So did I.
I loved show choir. I did student council. I did Key Club. I was like the little kid that like dabbled in everything. So,
when did you have your biggest growth spurt?
Like maturity wise, or
as in height?
Probably 7th grade.
And did that deter you from getting like ultra bullied?
No.
No,
not at all.
When did your bullying start, and when did it finish?
Probably like 4th or 5th grade, and then it kind of stopped about 10th grade.
Well, all right. Lawton, Oklahoma. James Doyle from Lawton, Oklahoma. If you'd like to call in today and ask James or myself any questions, you can call us at 1-800-277-1637. You're listening to RationalBroadcasting.com. This is Just Keep Breathing. And my in-studio guest today from the A-List, James Doyle. We're going to take a short little break, and we're going to come back with more questions, and we're going to talk about the audition process for the A-List. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Do you like your credit card company? Well, I'll give you a reason not to. I got my tax refund and used it to finally pay off some of my debt rather than putting it into an emergency fund. I figured I could always use my credit card for unexpected expenses or even my property taxes. Less than 24 hours later, my credit card company reduced my credit line by exactly what I paid them. I had no more credit and no money left for emergencies. Banks have changed. If you have more than $10,000 in credit cards or medical bills, you need to protect yourself and your family before you make a bad decision. Call us now to learn the truth about your debt options. Our debt help experts will explain your options discreetly for absolutely free. The number is 800-755-2670. We work for you and not for a greedy bank. Call us now at 800-755-2670. Again, that's 800-755-2670.
Hey everybody, it's Richard Hunter, and you've been hearing me talk for a while now about the people that have been taking care of my look for a long time now at Avalon Salons. With 4 Metroplex locations, including Snyder Plaza, the Galleria, the Shops at Legacy, and my preferred location in the West Village, Avalon Salons provides full-service salon and spa care for both females and males. Whether you've got some wild look like mine or you just need to look like the best-kept person in the boardroom, Avalon Salons can handle your order like no other. They've been called the best by D Magazine, Harper's Bazaar, Allure, and the Dallas Observer. Hairstyling, body waxing, mani-pedi, or massage therapy treatments, whatever your needs are, Avalon Salons can provide it for you with the best and most qualified stylists and technicians in the business. Special promotions and discount packages are available. Log on to avalon-salon.com and find them on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Rick Vanderslice, inviting you to join me streaming live every weekday afternoon at 2 o'clock Central from our studios in Dallas for Conversations with Rick Vanderslice. Joining me daily for our conversation, veteran broadcaster and social activist Trevor Lay over Skype from Pittsburgh, cultural critic John Janusa, political activist John Seelig, broadcaster and arts critic Kevin Sutton, all in Dallas, and you're invited to join the conversation too. Conversations with Rick Vanderslice daily on RationalBroadcasting.com.
With the end of Air America, it seems that all that is available in talk radio is ultra-right-wing thought. We are the alternative. RationalBroadcasting.com brings progressive ideas, and we want to hear from you. If you like what you hear, contact us at 214-631-1360 or toll free at 800-277-1637, extension 703. Sign up for our Ustream chat at Ustream, search Rational Broadcasting, or at our homepage. Also, follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter name is Rational_Talk. We are RationalBroadcasting.com, and we are the talk you've been missing.
Believe in love? Well, I got something to say about it, and it goes something like this. Listen. You can't get gayer than Madonna. You really can't. You're listening to RationalBroadcasting.com. This is Just Keep Breathing. I am your host, Richard Curtin, and my in-studio guest today is James Doyle from the A-List. James, let's play another set of questions.
I'm getting better at this. So.
Do you have siblings?
I don't.
You're an only child.
I am.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Have you ever had a day without drinking?
I have, yes. I was young. I didn't know what it was yet, so.
You currently have a boyfriend. This is a scenario. You currently have a boyfriend, and you're going to that boyfriend's mother's house for a potluck dinner. What do you bring?
I would bring wine. Honestly, like I don't lie. I can't cook.
What is your favorite alcoholic beverage?
Vodka, sugar-free Red Bull.
What is the one thing you can't live without?
Probably my phone.
Do you have an idol?
No, not really, actually.
And what is your dream car?
Probably a Bentley, two-door Bentley. I love them.
My husband did too.
I just think they're too expensive.
Lawton, Oklahoma. How often do you return?
I go back a lot, actually. It's my parents. I would say twice a month, probably. It's a 3-hour drive, so.
That's not far.
No, not at all.
So is the red car in the A-List yours?
The truck?
The truck?
Yes. And then I got a car just now to be a little more, economical.
What kind of car?
BMW. Just a 2-door, used. I love it, but I'm not buying a new car.
Is it important that it's used?
Yes.
Why?
I just don't see the point of buying a brand new car. You drive off the lot, you lose, 10%, 20% of the value. I mean, used cars are amazing.
How long do you keep cars?
About a year or two. Or usually when the warranty runs out, I start looking for a new car. Definitely with the BMW. You do not want to run out of warranty and something go wrong. I learned that.
I kind of hate cars. I do. I want them to get me there and to get me home. I do own a vintage Bug, though. So I can't say that I hate them.
Is it red?
It is.
Okay.
It's a red vintage 1973 VW Bug, completely restored, and it's sweet.
Do you drive it around?
I do, but I don't take it to work. Mm-hmm. I don't do a lot of that, and I drive it twice a week. I always go grocery shopping it because I get a big kick opening up the trunk that's in the front of the car. And so, do you have a dream vintage car?
I don't know. I'm one of those guys that love the '69 Mustangs. So
What color?
A red.
Red.
Yes.
I read recently that the favorite color for vintage cars is red.
Well, my parents do a lot of restoring. Like, they don't restore, but they buy a lot of old vintage cars. Like, they're pretty cool, like 1929 Mercedes and stuff like that, and they sell them. So I never get to play with them. I'm not allowed to drive them, but it's pretty cool to seeing the different kind of cars come in, because there's some crazy cars back then.
Yeah, sure. How did you get to Dallas?
I went to Braden. You know Braden McGowan, one of my best friends. We both had a really rough year. I was in a really rough relationship, and he was having a lot of problems at work because of him being gay, and, you know, EDS, the company he worked for, were kind of homophobic. So at the end of the year, both our leases were up, and he was like, let's go to Dallas. You know, let's get out of here. So that's the first time I moved down here, I stayed for about 6 months, and I went back to go to school. And then with Braden, I came down here, and we just, like, started all over in Dallas together. And we both have done pretty well so far.
And are you an SMU student?
No, I'm not an SMU student. I went to Oklahoma City University for a little bit, and then I went to University of Central Oklahoma for a little bit, and then I figured out school it's not for me. Like, I don't care for it. So
no more college plans?
Maybe in the future. Like, I want to finish, because I'm like 3/4 of the way there, but right now, no.
And so you moved to Dallas. And what do you like about Dallas?
I love Dallas. I think Dallas has one of the most beautiful downtowns. There's so much to do. The gay community here, I mean, they can be vicious, but I think it's a fun community. There's so many people, and there's always something to do. Like, there's always something to do in Dallas. That's what I love about it.
Let's talk about the audition process for the A-List, which is currently on Logo. The season's over.
I know.
The season's over, and you have a reunion show that's already taped, and it's coming up for air.
Pretty soon.
Hosted by Wendy Williams.
Yes.
We're going to talk about her in a minute, because I love Wendy Williams. Talk a little bit about let's talk a little bit about the audition process. A lot of us in the community know that there was a lot of drama that went on. There was a cast, and then there wasn't a cast, and then there got recast, and
that's the gays for you.
So, is all that true?
I mean, it's always hard to start up a show, because, you know, the network, the casting companies, the production companies, they all have to kind of find these people that they think would be, you know, good together, great together, and that have some knowledge of Dallas. Like, that's the thing with A-List. Like, I just wish, we all do, that it was not called the A-List, because, I mean, if it was any other show name, people would not be as hateful to us as they are in the community. But since it's A-List, like, we never claimed to be, you know, the best of Dallas. We never claimed to do any of that. But with that title,
is that what the A-List means? The best of Dallas?
I guess that's what they think. A-List is like, you know, A-List celebrities, A-List, etc. And like Ashley says all the time, it's a list. We're just a list of people on a show, and that's how I look at it. Like, we're just gay guys and a girl, and we're having fun, and we're in Dallas, and we're trying to broadcast, you know, showcase the city a little bit and live our summer out. And people, you know, they're either going to love it or they're going to hate it. But there's not much I can't apologize for it, because I didn't come up with the title of it. But the casting process was pretty intense. It was a very long process. There was hundreds of people that, you know, applied for it. And then like Crystal and I, we went to our audition together, and it's weird, because you walk in, it's just like a 3-minute bam, like, you tell your story in front of a camera, they snap a picture of you, they send it off, and then they'll call you back again. Like, so many people make it, and then it's a process that goes on and on and on, and then once, like, the final 20 are there, then it takes forever for them to actually call you back and be like, you made it or you didn't make it. So, I mean, it was a very...
In the process of being eliminated and being in that whole elimination process, did you ever feel like you were getting led on, or did you receive tasks that you had to fulfill? Did they give you any requirements?
Like, I mean, it was just they wanted to make sure that people knew us in Dallas, and obviously we all made it, so that means that people did vouch for us because they did go around and, kind of see if we are who we are. So they kind of did like kind of a background thing, I think, on us to make sure that we're not just some yuppie that came out of nowhere. But no, there was no like task. I mean, every now and then they would be like, okay, well, they like you, but they want to see you in your home setting. So you would have to send in like a home video, just so the casting directors can see it. And I mean, it wasn't a lot, but it was very stressful because I wanted to move to LA at the time. So I didn't know. I was in limbo. I was like, should I move? And then I get casted, I had to move back. So I did move to LA. And I moved to LA and I was there for, I want to say 3 weeks or a month. And I got the call that I made it. I was like, shit. So I came back to Dallas like ASAP. So it was like I never left. But yeah, it was a lot. And now we're waiting to see if we get season 2. But we don't know how they're going to tell us, or if they're going to tell us, or when they're going to tell us. So it's kind of nerve-wracking.
How many pages was your contract?
A lot.
So you didn't count them? You didn't? No. They didn't have them counted?
I gave it to a lawyer.
Yeah, I had a contract that was preliminary with a reality show in 2003 or 4, and it was 162 pages.
It's like a book. I have it home right now. It's in a binder. So
I obviously did not get cast. Bitter.
What was it for?
Not going to tell.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Did you ever feel like you weren't going to get it?
Mm-hmm. Many times.
Were you a part of the first cast, second cast, third cast? You were third casting?
I think we only had 2 castings.
Okay.
And I don't know how that went because they told me, they're like, we're probably going to move on with other people. And I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. I mean, I was, butthurt, of course. But I moved to LA and I was like, well, I'm going to pursue acting then. So I moved out to Los Angeles and like 3 weeks went by and they called. They're like, we kind of changed our mind. Like, we do want you. And I'm like, okay. So I came back and I just think they were under a lot of pressure because to get the right people because a lot of people, bounced. They wouldn't do it. They're like, they think about it and they're like, I'll do it. They sign the contract. And then like a week later, they're like, okay, no, I can't do this. And of course, like Logo's actually pretty cool about that. They let you out of it, They're not going to force you to do something that you don't want to do. So, and I did have my moments with our executive producer where I was like, I don't want to do it anymore before we even started filming. So, and they talked to you and they're like, if you really don't want to do it, that's fine. Like, you don't have to do it. But they talked to us about like what it can do for us. And I'm glad I did it. I am. I think we all are in our own ways, except maybe not Taylor. But everyone else is probably glad they did it.
In the process of the auditioning process, did you ever feel like you were being manipulated?
No.
Did you ever feel as though they were coming to you wanting you to be someone that you weren't?
No, that's the thing is they made us like sit there and they didn't tell us, like they didn't give us anything to really go on. It was just we had to talk about our lives and why we be A-list and why we know people in Dallas. And I mean, it was just like kind of basic questions, but you had to answer it in a very dynamic way or they weren't going to look at you again. So
did you know during the process of auditioning that there were so many reality shows that were being cast in Dallas and that you did not know?
I knew about Most Eligible because Drew and I talked about it, but that was it. I had no idea that because it's huge now. There's so many.
Yeah, there's really a spotlight not only on Dallas but on Texas. Mm-hmm. You've got Top Chef Texas. You Big Hair and something else.
Yeah,
Big Women,
so
Big Hair, Big Country, or whatever.
Texas.
What is it called?
I don't know. It's like Big Rich Texas.
Big Rich Texas, that's it.
I think that's it.
And then there's, the A-list, and then, of course, Most Eligible. There was a lot of things happening at the same time, and there were a lot of things being filmed. Did you ever run into a problem when your set, their set overlapped?
No. We never really, I think we had our own places that you've seen on camera so far. And I think Most Eligible had their own picked out. And, I mean, of course, we probably both use the same place sometime. I haven't really watched the shows. But, no, it's pretty hard, I think, to overlap.
Sure, it's a big city. What was your motivation for wanting to be on the show?
I was at a point that I was lost. Honestly, I didn't know what I wanted to do, who I wanted to be. I was kind of at my wit's end. I actually signed up for the Air Force during that time period. I did the show. I did all kinds of irrational stuff just because I wanted to get a career, get stable, get something, because I was so tired of, bartending and then sleeping in all day and not doing anything. It's getting old, and even now I'm still kind of struggling with it. But I think I'm better now, because a reality show is the biggest form of self-reflection to me. So now that I've watched myself, I've changed a lot, and I've changed my goals, and I think I can use my voice to make a difference, actually, and I can make a career out of it at the same time.
What's the biggest realization that you've had by watching the show?
I need to watch the way I react to situations, because I'm embarrassed of parts of the show, obviously watching it now, but that was my biggest thing.
And the embarrassment comes from how you reacted to a certain situation? What,
You can dance.
Madonna really caught me off guard there.
Come on.
What is your biggest revelation from doing the show, other than taking a moment to reflect?
Me, it's anyone can make anything of themselves now, I think. Like, look at me. I've gone from not knowing what I'm doing to being on the cover of magazines. So it's amazing to me what you can do.
You're listening to RationalBroadcasting.com. This is Just Keep Breathing. I'm Richard Curtin. My in-studio guest today is James Doyle. We're going to have a little more in-depth discussion when we return after these messages.
Hey, what's going on? It's Big E. Join me and the rest of the Outcasts every Monday through Friday night from 6 to 8 p.m. right here at RationalBroadcasting.com, where we discuss the important issues of the world from opinions that you may or may not agree with, but we don't care. It's our opinions. That's every Monday through Friday night, 6 to 8 p.m. on RationalBroadcasting.com. Make sure to join us, tell a friend about us, find us on Facebook, The Outcast Radio Show. And remember, we are The Outcast. We're so far left, we're all right.
Hey, Eric, want to know how to keep your meat from being carcinogenic?
My meat? Cindy, what are you talking about?
Eric, I'm talking about grilling here. How to grill healthier. You marinate your meat.
Oh.
What did you think? Join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for Alternative Health Talk with Cindy Freeling, 3 to 4 p.m. I talk about health issues in the news and give lots of tips for a healthier lifestyle.
You're listening to the newest innovation in progressive networking, RationalBroadcasting.com. While the French political right points fingers of blame, we point to rational solutions. While the neocons demonize progress and change, we embrace smart alternatives. While the obstructionists build walls, we work to build bridges. Welcome to the future of your progressive voice. Based in Dallas and streaming the globe, Rational Radio 2.0 is RationalBroadcasting.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to RationalBroadcasting.com. This is Just Keep Breathing. I'm Richard Curtin. My in-studio guest today, James Doyle from the A-List. Who's that girl? Who's that boy? James?
Huh?
Who's that boy?
Brayden?
You.
Oh, me.
Who's that boy? What do you want most people to associate you with?
Obviously not alcohol and partying, but that seems to be the, I'm
But
going to
that's
roll
it.
with that.
And that's partly your fault.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm going to roll with it. Because it's not like the worst thing. Because I am still younger. But I think that I want them to associate me with making it through all the hell I went through when I grew up. I know that's like a story that's been told 1,000 times, but it's like
we all
this
have
is,
it.
Well, this is my story. So, I don't care if I've heard it from everyone else. Like, I want my story to be out there too. So, because every story is more hope. And like, if everyone starts sharing their stories, then hopefully people change.
Have you seen the video on YouTube, What's Going On? Young boy by the name of Joshua Mallory.
I did watch it off of Perez's.
Does the little
things.
Cards.
And he did a couple more, I think.
Yeah, he's done one now that's kind of recanted a little, saying that, everybody in his school loves him and he's good.
Well, of course now they're going to, the minute, Kim Kardashian tweets you, it's like, it's life-changing for someone that age.
Do you believe his story?
I'm not someone to say that I believe it or not, because I don't know the kid. I don't know anything about him. So, I would want to. I would hope so.
He's 14. I believe the story. And I believe that things are probably different for him now.
Oh, yeah.
I reached out to him. I did not get a response. But I was really heartbroken by it. And kids today have a really different... They have a different time, I think. We've got social media.
Yeah.
We've got phones.
Facebook, Twitter, everything.
Twitter. We can really be in Lawton, Oklahoma, and get contacted from somebody that is a celebrity to say it really does get better. Really, I want to be your friend. I will be your friend. Another round. Do you have a favorite song?
I love the song "I'm the Best" by Nicki Minaj. That was random as heck.
Where did you go to college?
OCU and UCO.
Do you have a favorite book?
No, not really.
When is the last time you changed a baby's diaper?
I don't think I've ever changed a baby's diaper, to be honest.
Do you have a favorite entertainer?
Lady Gaga. I think she's brilliant, very brilliant.
Do you have a favorite female impersonator?
Crystal Summers.
Of course. New York City or Los Angeles?
LA.
Do you have a pet peeve?
I hate people that act like my friend. Like, that hated me all through junior high and high school and college, talk shit about me, and now they're all like besties with me. That is so annoying. Like, I go out in Oklahoma City and, hey James, how are you? How you been? No, don't even say a word to me. Like, I know that's not really a pet peeve, but that has pissed me off a lot lately.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Alive. Hopefully in Los Angeles, doing what I want to do.
And what do you want to do?
I really do want to get into acting. Like, I think it's fun. Like, I did the audition. I don't know if you watched it. It was pretty epic. But
I felt horror and embarrassment for you.
I was embarrassed, but I think that I did pretty good on my screen show, because that was all improvised. Like, I had no idea what I was saying. I just started babbling out, and I think I did pretty good. So, but after doing that, I'm way more confident now. Like, because I used to do auditions and I would freak out, but now I'm like, hell, I can do that. I go in there, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even see a script, nothing, and I can do that. So, like, why can't I go out there and do it?
I've been auditioning for a very long time, and I have some advice for you on that. And anybody who's going to go into an audition, don't be afraid of the people looking at you, because really, they want you to be what they're looking for, so that their search is over. And
never thought about it like that.
and really, that is really the key. They want they want the next person that walks through the door to be the person that they're looking for, because that means they can move to the next project. They can move to the next step of the project, and when they see you and when they watch you doing what is expected and what they think that they're looking for, really their search is over. So it's good old happy day. They don't want you to be horrible. They don't really want you to make a fool of themselves or of yourself. They really want you to be the person they're looking for. And if you keep that in mind, it really does put you at ease with the people you're looking at. It's worked for me, and auditions are really, it's awful for them and it's awful for us. And so if you can be what they're looking for,
then you'll nail it.
The awfulness ends on both parties. So I have been to that audition that you went to, not that specific one, but ones that you were like, oh my God, really? Oh God, did you get the part?
I did, actually. I got a better part than the one I auditioned for, so. Because I was like, I'm not a twink.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was like, I just didn't get you as a twink. And see, and I've gone to auditions before where I was going to audition for a police officer, and I thought, on page 47, there's a much better part that I probably fit in. But I'll do whatever you need me to do, and that was part of the process, probably for the A-list too. Is they wanted you to be. And they were looking for something specific. On the A-list, did you ever feel like you were being manipulated to be someone else other than what you were?
I mean, sometimes, yeah. You watch the episodes, we get them, a couple days in advance to kind of see what's going to happen on the next Monday. And sometimes you'll watch it, I think all of us do, and the way you're edited or the way a scene's edited, or sometimes it can throw you for a loop.
Sure.
You're not expecting it. And I think I got a couple of hard scenes that I don't think should have gone that way. But I mean, it's TV, so that's why I'm I hope people don't base 1 hour a week to being who I really am. It's that's 1 hour, and that's edited down from 5 days, 10 days. So don't rely too much on that to find out who I am.
If you could go back and change one of the episodes, what would you change?
I wouldn't.
Wouldn't?
Not now.
So no regrets?
No. Everything I've watched has helped me a lot, even though I don't want to watch it, and some of them I will never watch again. But
have you watched every one of the episodes?
Yes, every single one of them.
Do you find it hard watching yourself on television?
At first, yeah. It was, all of us were like, what the heck? Yeah, but after you watch 2 or 3, it gets a lot better. A lot easier to, because, your voice, you know what I mean? Even listening to your voice, when you hear it, it's gross.
Yeah, sometimes it's very difficult, especially if the lighting is bad, and then it catches your, just say you have a wrinkle somewhere or something that you're really uncomfortable
I stared at this
about.
whole entire episode. I was just like, just hit it. That's a zit right there. That's it. It's just a huge zit. Thank you for not catching that, anyone. But
I don't know if it ever got cleared up, but the situation between you and Levi. You say you guys slept together, and he says that you didn't sleep together. Did it ever get cleared up?
Mm-hmm. You just watch the reunion show.
It's on the reunion show. When does that air?
It should be, I think, in 2 weeks. The
2
week
weeks.
after our finale. Our finale is this Monday.
Are you guys friends?
Yeah, we're fine. I wouldn't say friends, but we were out last night together, at S4. And we were all together, and we all get along pretty well. I'm not going to just show up at his house and be like, hey, let's watch a movie. But
I just saw Ashley and Chase. I didn't see anybody else.
There.
I didn't see Levi.
He was there. But no, we're fine. We are. It's been a long summer for all of us. So some of the friendships I had starting out are, they dwindled during the summer. And then some of the people I didn't even want anything to do with, I'd become really close friends with. So it's weird what TV does to you.
How has it changed you?
I don't know. When I go out, I'm way more cautious on how I act, and I don't need anything going wrong. I try to be nice to every person I meet, even if I'm not in the mood, because now people, like, eyes are on you. Even if you don't think they are, and it's weird because you'll see pictures like
They were before.
Well, yes, but
now the spotlight is a little bit brighter and it's a little bit wider.
mm-hmm. So you have to make sure you're on your game. I mean, you still have fun, but just don't overdo it.
You drink a lot on the show.
Oh God, yes, this summer.
In fact, I think that every episode
Not everyone, actually. There's a few.
that you didn't drink,
Yeah, there's actually a few.
I will have to
Just go
I'll have
back
to
and
challenge you on that.
There are some that I have not drank.
I really thought that every episode you drank.
Oh, every episode. I think I meant every scene.
No. Every
Oh.
episode. Every episode you had some.
I think every episode, every one of us had something to drink.
Yes. Was that built in? Did Logo encourage all this drinking?
I mean, they let us drink. Like I think we drank more because we were so nervous because it's on camera. So you drink to, ease your nerves. But I mean, I obviously took it to the extreme. I think some of the other castmates took it to the extreme. But
And that's easy. That's easy. It's easily happened, or that happens easily, where with anyone, that one shot too many
puts you over the edge.
Do you see your relationships with the other cast members continuing?
Yeah, definitely. Like I don't think. I mean, we're kind of like a family now. Honestly, some of us hate each other, but no matter how much we don't like each other, we're still a family. We've been through all this together. We've traveled all over together. We're going to be traveling all over together next year. So I don't see why you should burn bridges.
What are the chances of season 2 happening?
I have no idea. We have no clue. We haven't heard anything at all. So we're waiting.
What was the funnest thing that you did that we didn't see?
I think the most fun is when we go to New York to do like our photo shoots or something, or like a press conference, and we have so much fun. We'll all like meet up in the hotel and we'll all go out together in New York, and it's just, there's no drama, there's no Dalitude, there's nothing. It's just us having fun as friends.
Do you think that Dalitude exists?
I think Dalitude is, I don't like that word, I hate it, but I don't think I think it's just attitude. It's gay attitude. And I think every city has it, but it just rhymes, attitude, Dallas, Dalitude. So,
I think it exists. I think part of the reason that it exists is because we are a city that is extremely mobile with our vehicles. We do not have a lot of restriction on weather, and so I think that we can dress better. I think that we can dress a little bit more.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like,
I think that we can, we're really not train or bus riding people.
See, it shouldn't be Dalitude though. It should be just classier. Like Dallas, just say Dallas. You're Dallas. You're Dallas, huh?
I went to Detroit to see my brother, and the minute I walked in to this bar, everybody's like, "Well, where is he from?" And when I said Dallas, they went, "Ugh." Okay, I see it completely. And, I saw it completely too.
Makes you proud, kind of, right?
But Detroit is a very blue-collar city. And I was dressed pretty nice and looked different. And I also had my hair down and it was curled. It looked really gay.
Well, we go to Austin and Houston and stuff, and they know we're not from that town instantly. Definitely San Antonio. That's the one place they're like, "You're not from here." Like, nope, I'm not. So
I do. I think it exists. I think it's really not so much of an attitude as it is a presence, and I think that's a good thing. And I think we should all be proud of it.
Whenever they're
Absolutely.
Like, "You're not from here," I'm like, "Nope."
So, what now?
I don't know. I'm basically, this is December, so I'm taking it off, obviously, to see family and stuff. January, I'm going to hit it hard. Hopefully we're doing an A-list tour, hopefully coming up for 3 months, where we're all traveling to different cities with the New York cast. And then I'm doing a book, I think. I'm actually working on it right now. So we'll see if that all goes through. I'm still working on the proposal, because you ever done a book or a proposal for a book? They're not fun. So I'm working on that. I have a clothing thing I'm trying to launch, and I'm gonna have a couple shirts that go directly to charity. So, because I think that's easy. That's easy enough to get it out to my followers on Twitter and stuff to buy something, and it goes to charity. And then I want to go to LA and get an agent and start acting. Whenever I get out there, I'm gonna have to figure out how to find an agent because there's so many. So hopefully a nice gay one that likes me.
Or actually, how about one that will get you work?
That works, yes.
Do you wear inchwear underwear?
I don't. No.
I thought the whole gorilla evolution banana, I thought it was really clever.
It's funny, yeah.
I thought it was really clever, and I thought it was well played.
It was a good party. It really was. It was a fun party.
How bitter is Ashley still about her photographs?
Oh, she's fine. Ashley moves on really quick, so.
Of all the cast members, is Ashley the one you're closest to?
I would say Ashley and Chase. Like, Chase is like my big brother, and Ashley's like my big sister. That's how they act around me. So it's good and bad, but it's a lot of fun.
And thank you.
Huh?
Does he say that all the time?
Oh, not to me, no. We just talk about. I mean, we're very.
No, he says you're welcome.
You're welcome. Oh, he does say that to me sometimes.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
And that hair really does have a life of its own.
Oh my God!
It?
Every day it's a different style. He just wakes up. He's like, "Okay, what are you gonna do today? What are you gonna do to me?" So that's how it works.
Did you not like anyone at the beginning that you like more now?
Philip. I couldn't stand Philip at the beginning. I mean, at the beginning,
Dallas' hottest stylist.
We were trying to be friends, trying to like click, and it didn't work. And then now we're good. Like, I like Philip. Like, we actually hang out, we talk. We try to like go out together sometimes, but yeah, he's probably the one I changed the most with.
I think one of the things that I hear the most about the A-list Dallas is, who are these people and where did they come from? Can you answer that?
I mean, I feel like a lot of people know who I am because I've been out since I was 17, 18. But people that say that, I mean, I don't really have very much to say to them. I'm like, I'm sorry, like I don't know everyone. You don't know everyone. Like, we live here in Dallas, and we just happen to be on the show. So,
and we've already covered, about the A-list and really what that means, and I think that is the greatest misconception about what the show was, is the name of the A-list, and then how these people are associated with being an A-list. Now that the show is over, do you feel more A-list?
I mean, obviously, when you go out to bars and stuff, it's like you're treated differently now. Like, they're very nice to you. Like, some places I walk in and they give us bottle service, which is a mistake because I don't need a bottle of drink, But it's different. It's very different. But it's really nice because a lot of people come up to you and they're like, you inspire me, or, I went through hell this year and I loved watching your show and you brought me. You're like the only reason I got happy on Mondays, and like, people are really cool. I've only had like 3 or 4 people bluntly come up to me and just be a complete dick. And they were removed from the club. So,
future projects. We know of one. I worked with you. You were.
Oh, yes.
You were in my new video. It's coming up. It should be launched next week. And I'll tell you that you were really great to work with. You came in. You were prepared, and you nailed it. And the video is going to be released next week. I hope that people will watch it. And I was surprised. I hope that you were surprised. It's going to be really good. Any other projects?
I did like it.
Any other projects coming up?
The Chubby Chasers movie, once that gets completely finalized. And then I have my clothing thing I'm going to try to do. And then I have the book that I'm going to push myself to do it. And I'm actually trying to work with my manager right now to do a beer line, actually, to have my own beer. So we're
a James Doyle beer. What will it taste like?
It's going to have 69 calories, hopefully, and it's going to either be. And I wanted to call it like something like therapy or something like that. So we'll see how that goes.
How can we follow you and watch you on? How can we follow you and become friends with you on Facebook?
Facebook.com/James B as in boy Doyle, and then my Twitter is JDoyle4. My Twitter's pretty good. I follow my Twitter.
How many followers do you have now?
I have no idea. I think like 2,000, 3,000, something like that.
And
enough people.
If you could work with any actor, who would it be?
Actor or actress?
Either way.
I would say Lindsay Lohan, because we would have a blast.
And we could call it a hot mess. You've been listening to RationalBroadcasting.com. This is Just Keep Breathing. James, thank you very much for joining us today.
No problem.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Find us on the web at RationalBroadcasting.com. This is Richard Curtin. See you next week.
You're listening to Progressive Talk live from North Texas.